Santucci, and we're here at the shop. I'm back. I went out there and I was going to go for 1 hour and ended up being 2 hours. And yeah, it was pretty nice. I mean, it was a good. Got out there, meet some good fishermen. They weren't from here, but still, it's good to uh, get to know these fishermen and stuff like that, and share knowledge and learn knowledge. And it was pretty awesome, man. It was a good, just an uplifting fishing event, that's for sure. So we do have a special guest coming on. I'm just waiting for him to be ready. I did send him the link, and we will see if he. Well, actually, I got to send it to his email. I forgot about that. Hold on. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me add that in real quick. All right. So uh, I sent it both ways through his cell phone or to his email. I did uh, speak to him earlier, so we'll see what's up here in just a bit. But while we're doing that, I want to give a shout out to Curtis for helping Capt.Eric with another donation as well. I already forwarded that over to Capt.Eric. And also, too, while I was out fishing, Jason, I believe was his name. I'm going to double check my phone real quick because I need to add him into it because I was talking about our fire drawing. So he actually bought into our fire drawing for tonight. And we can get it started now, but I'm not really going to start the time until after our special guest comes on. Let's see. Right here. Got it. Yep, his name was Jason. So, Jason, if you're watching this later, I know he's still out there fishing. He was going to stay out there till 5. Okay, he may already have left. But, Jason. And that way I could put it in there because just in case we get another Jason, I don't want us to have those a double up. But he did buy 5 tickets for today's fire drawing. So got that. And also, too, um, he put in for the Christmas fund as well. So I'm going to need to add that in. So real quick, I'm going to flip this over so y'all can see kind of where we're at. So y'all can see the names get added. So right there, we're at $1,060 currently. But I'm going to go ahead and add his name in for tonight. And let's see. Oh, I need my keyboard. Smell like fish. Smell like fish. Oh no! Don't tell me it froze. Oh, okay. There it goes. Ooh, I was getting worried. So come on. Let's see. Close this up real quick. And yeah, we still need to. Come on. What's up, Timothy? We got Toby. Who else is on there? Let's see. Come on. There it goes. Copy and paste. And paste. And that's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. All right, Jason, you are in there. So there you go. And this is for Monday's Christmas drawing. This will be next Monday or this Monday coming up. on December 16th. This is the fundraiser for our Christmas event, guys. It will end on the 16th because we need to be able to get the funds out and get with the families to make sure we can get them sorted. I'm trying to have them sorted by the 21st. We are going to have Santa Claus come by, and that will be pretty awesome. So looking forward to that. And yep, so that would take us to $1,110. $1,110 is our total now for that. And let me go over here. Let me see. Okay. So I'm going to sort these real quick. And I'm going to wait a little bit. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add his name right here in the front. That way we get his 5 names in there real quick because he already purchased into tonight's fire drawing. I know Daniel Garcia is already in here as well. And I'm going to move those names up here and stuff like that. So give it a second to catch up. Oh, I guess it ain't had its coffee either. Yep. All right, let's see. Come on, keep at it. Let's see. What's up, boss? Can you hear me? I think he's froze. Give it a second. So I'm doing that. Let me check Cash App real quick. Got a few more in there already, too. Yes. Dusty is in there, so I can go and copy his name. I think we're having some technical issues on his behalf, but yeah. Well, I just heard you, but your screen is uh, stuck. Oh, you know what? And just in case, I don't want my phone to start glitching, I'm gonna go and hook up the phone cooler to it so it can stay cool. Ooh, that would have sucked. All right, all right. You there, boss?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Roger that. All right. All right, guys. If y'all don't know who the man is, this is Mr. Ryan Lambert, and he is part of the distance casting competition. And the I don't know which one it is, the casting club you're with, but I know y'all are going to be competing for worlds here pretty soon. So if you want to share that information, please do, because I know y'all are also doing fundraiser to help out. So
Yeah,
let us
no
know how
problem.
we can help.
I got you. So, um, like Albert said, I'm Ryan Lambert, part of the Carolina Surfcasters here in North Carolina, and over the last year or so, I've gotten involved with U.S. Angling, based out of College Station, Pennsylvania. So, what U.S. Angling allows us as anglers to do is compete on the international level. Um, so between the 3 main casting clubs, you've got SFCCI with Dan Nassif, formerly Carlos Osuna, Will Nash, the crowd that y'all are associated with. And then we have Carolina Surfcasters here in North Carolina, a little bit of South Carolina, Southern Virginia. And then you've got Surf Masters based out of Maryland with Quan Hume. And so, what we're trying to do is bring more knowledge of the sport to other parts of the United States. And so for this upcoming year, we went through a selection process over the past year, and myself, Connor Brown from South Carolina, and Daniel Nassif from there in Texas will be going to Argentina in April next spring to compete at the World Championships, and hopefully do our country justice. Um, so it's a kind of a daunting task when you look and see what the history of the sport is. You've got Salvador Bustos and now Juan Hamber. from Argentina who have been just decimating the world competition for years. You've got a couple of Italian teams that are formidable opponents, and so we're excited. We're in the process of getting ready, and yeah, I mean that's the long and short of it. And ultimate goal is to, like I said, bring more people and have more competition on our local clubs. Um, you
How
know,
long have you been? How long have you been into the distance casting?
I think I first jumped into it around 2000 and maybe 2010
Oh
when
wow,
I
you've been in it a
had
while then.
yeah. So originally it was like everybody else on the beach, just competing with your buddies to see who can outcast everybody else and ultimately catch more fish. And at the end of the day, that's what distance casting is all about. We equate actual field casting to golf. Some people love golf. Some people like different sports. We love fishing. We love the sport, and we want to try and get better at one of those aspects. And so I came into it about 2009, 10, somewhere in there, and just competing against my buddies. And it's just one of those things that you enjoy it. You realize you're good at it and want to get better. And I've kind of been off and on for the last 14 years with it, and have kind of gotten back into it more serious the last 4 or 5 years. Being spurred on by the likes of Tommy Farmer here in North Carolina, Will Nash there in Texas. Now we got Connor Brown there in South Carolina, who's picked it up very, very quickly. So we're making the right moves. We're getting a little bit more interest in it, and hopefully it continues to grow.
Yeah, I do have to say, from the first year that I went with Daniel down in the Kingsville to go over
Yeah.
to the casting field and stuff like that, the first person was actually Nick Myers, where we
Mhm.
met out at the beach, and
Right.
he embarrassed the crap out of me. You know what I mean? Just doing his. And it wasn't him being mean. It was just him showing us
Right.
everything he's talking about. And so then I went over there to the field, and just like how you said, it's trying to get more people into the sport of casting because, again, it's going to just help your fishing. That's all that it's going to do. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and for
And
me, that's important. That's
yeah,
very
it's
important.
really hard to have that initial conversation. And, you know, I've got a lot of friends that still to this day have no clue what we actually do in a tournament. Um, it's a little odd to see a group of 20, 30 guys out in the middle of a field, throw a fishing rod, walk across bare ground, and you carry your rod and reel all weekend and you never once hit the water. And they're like, man,
Yep.
what's up? But, it's the knowledge and the experience that you gain from everybody around you. Myself, Connor, Daniel, we've all learned, from the best of the best. I've got a couple guys over here that are 800 foot casters. Obviously Will, Carlos, Big Lou. We've got a lot of experience that we've been able to lean on and learn. But when you get to actually go back to the beach and get in that drum run, get in that run of jacks, or like I was fishing with the U.S. surf fishing team in Costa Rica back in October, and on a day where you're hit with tough conditions, lots of trash right on the beach, and you're able to outcast everybody and pull fish to the beach and nobody else is catching, that's where rubber meets the road, and all these skills are tied right back into the sport we enjoy.
Exactly. And that is very important to me through my channel because whether I catch or I don't, I'm going to put it out there. And
That's
and the
right.
reason I do that is because that's fishing. There's times when you can go out there and you can have the best of conditions and just not turn a click, and then the other conditions you get out there and you can't keep a bait in the water. So,
Right.
but again, when you're the only one catching or you're 5-1, you got to look at the bigger picture. Okay, what is he doing specifically different? Because if he's using the same bait, casting in the same area, but not the same area, you got to really
Right.
pay attention to that. And that extra, I've seen it, that extra 10 to 15 yards will make a difference, or shoot, 50 yards. Like you,
Right.
I mean, in your case, Mike, from your cast to my cast, it's about 50 yards.
Well, I mean, it goes back to that whole point. What kind of tools and techniques do you have in your toolbox? And it could be presentation, it could be equipment. That's part of it. Technique obviously plays big into the actual casting aspect, but some of those really hard days, it's about covering water. When the fish are right there in the ditch, just running the trough, anybody can catch them. You go out there with a cane pole and catch them. But it's when they're past the second or the third bar, you know, look at somebody like Left, who has learned to employ these techniques. I venture to say he's catching more pompano now than before he started distance casting. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's simple things like that. Learn that new skill, and it expands the area that you're able to fish. So
That and it's just it makes things so much easier because I do have to say there are times when you just don't want to get in the water. Like it's too dang cold.
right,
It's so brutal out there. But if you're able to cast it without having to get wet, that's just a bonus,
yeah,
man. That's just a little cherry on top. While you're watching everybody getting beat up by the waves, you're just sending it right over them
yeah,
and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's
and
right.
they can't really say much because again, you're pulling in the fish.
Yeah, yeah,
The one thing that I have um, been implementing a lot, and it is taking like my normal fishing gear out there to practice with it. And I can remember the first time I went to go out there and throw braid. Everybody kind of like ducked behind their vehicle because they heard I was throwing braid. And then
hmm
now it's like, okay, it's cool. Albert, Albert knows what he's doing out there and stuff like that. But other people are now coming in to throw braid. Obviously, it's not on like the distance casting for
right.
certifications in that realm, but it is still bridging that gap to learning the knowledge out there.
Yeah,
So when you're on the beach, to be able to use it, well, that specific gear, because obviously I'm not going to take my distance casting reel to the beach
yeah,
because then I have like 20 foot of line left over, 30 foot of
right,
line left over
right.
after the cast. So,
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes it's like that. Even um, we do a lot of sight fishing for cobia over here. Every now and again, reds, big reds, and stuff like that. And
mhm.
even in those cases, if you get 30, 40, 50 guys that are throwing a bucktail at one fish, you're going to get first shot. And so, the times that that skill comes back into play is just invaluable at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the other thing is they're asking on the channel who is making the casting weights. Um, I don't currently make the specific weights for distance casting, but I got molds on the way. So soon I'll be having the 100, 125, 150, 175 gram. And I think there's a 200, 225, something like that. I saw it
Yeah,
on
that's
there.
right. And
It's been a while,
most,
but
yeah,
they're going to
inside the
be sending me
U.S.
those molds. So
Yeah,
I'm going to
once
be
we go
looking
over
into doing that.
1
Was that?
175, and we jump straight to the 8 ounce. It's kind of a niche market over here. Essentially, the 200 gram is what they're calling that. But we go to the 8 and 8 kind of competitions, more of a fun type deal at that point.
Yeah, it is because
So
that's when there's really. Um, I wouldn't say it's open ended, but it really can be. 'Cause it could be anybody's
oh yeah,
game that day. Because when you're throwing 8 and 8, that's a whole nother ball game by
right.
itself. So,
It is.
yeah,
It is. I think one more thing I was going to add about the U.S. England, um, kind of the big push from that organization as a whole. There are numerous different disciplines that are under that umbrella, not just surf casting and surf fishing. Um, there's ice fishing, there's bass fishing, that include men's, women's, and youth teams. We've got predator fishing, match fishing. So there's several different um, genres of fishing, several different teams that compete internationally. And the big drive, I'm sure you've seen it on our posts over the last year or so. We've come into partnerships with Bass Pro Shops. The surf fishing team's got a partnership with Fish Bites. We're trying to get a little bit more exposure with the ultimate goal of getting U.S. Olympic Committee to add fishing to the Olympic ticket to the Summer Olympics. And so, you start thinking about it from that aspect. And yeah, we've been talking about this for years, but I think finally there's enough organization at the very top to where it could possibly happen even as early as 28 in Los Angeles.
that will
So, I
be
mean,
freaking
that's
awesome.
exciting.
That
And
would be
not only that,
awesome.
we'll be able to host Pan American Championships to include Canada, United States, Central America, and South America. And, you know, even that type of competition, it just ups the ante quite a bit. I know we've got a little bit of back and forth between the Carolinas and Texas, and that's part of the casting realm. Little bit of junk talk back and forth is always fun. But
Yeah.
when you can bring
But,
that nationality to it, and you're representing your country or something, that's a whole different ballgame.
but the thing is, I mean, and just to clarify it real quick, yes, we talk a little smack back and forth, but it's always looking to improve somebody else. It's never to dog on people just to dog on people. I've never been out there where people are just bashing on somebody to bash on somebody. It's not like, it is a fishing community, but at the same time, it's not the same. These guys out there, they have your best intentions on mind, and they want to see you improve. Like, they don't care what level you're at of fishing or on casting. They're gonna give you some constructive criticism and help you the best way they can from all sides. And it's awesome because you get several people watching you during your cast, or even me when I'm out there. Like, I recorded, and I'm still editing all them footages because it's over and over and over and over again. Each person probably casted out 6, 8 times during that tournament, that we were out there for that 6 to 7 hours. And so as it goes through the video, you may think that it's the same video of the same person, but no, you'll go to start to see. And actually, what I'm thinking about doing is actually doing a video showing first cast, second cast, third cast, fourth cast, or whatever, however many times that same person casted into one video, and then go to the next person. So that person can actually have the opportunity to see what they're doing and in slow motion, and even trying to break down everybody's single cast. It does take time. It does take a lot of time because I'm sitting there trying to catch it at the right moment when it truly matters. You know what I mean? So but yeah, joking back and forth, that yeah, it's all in good fun, but again too, it's never to the extreme of just being downright nasty. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody is great people out there, and I've never met probably 99% of the people in the North Carolina forum, but commenting in there, everybody's
Mhm.
just, yeah, oh yeah, and check this out, and like they're just trying to point out knowledge. So it is very awesome, guys. If you never had the chance to experience it, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you chiming into these channels, the pages, because they got YouTube, they got Facebook. Um, and if they wanted to make donations to help y'all out on making it to Worlds, where could they go to help out on that, boss?
Yeah. So if you go to usangling.org and follow the tabs, / surf fishing, / surf casting, that'll take you to our individual pages. And, you'll find more information about the teams, upcoming events, past events, press releases, sponsorship, stuff like that. Um, we've got individual donation links there. We are 501c3, so everything's tax deductible. Obviously we're looking for multi-year sponsors and stuff like that as well that we can partner with, because we are very quickly growing as a sport. The surf fishing team, I guess I'll speak for both of them. We will have surf casting comes up next. That'll be in Argentina in April. Um, and then the following year in 26 will be in Italy. And this is not an exclusive thing. There's no guarantees that I'm going to be on the team. If there's a top four that beat me out, great. They're the top four. I'm the program director for it, but that was my challenge to Daniel, and my challenge to Connor was, I want y'all to be right up on my heels and hopefully surpass me. If y'all are beating me, and we can find other people to beat me, and I know Will Nash would say the same thing, then the future for U.S. casting is bright. We're
Yeah.
trying to up the bar. Same on the fishing side. The more experience we can get, fishing worlds in 25 are in Portugal. In 26, they're in Cyprus. So, I mean, not only are you representing your country, you're getting to experience brand new types of fishing and travel places all over the world. Now, we do expect our athletes to have a little skin in the game. I mean, it's not just, oh, show up and we're going to cast. I mean, there is going to be preparation. They're going to have skin in the game, and
Right.
so we're not trying to ask for donations and send people on these leisurely vacations. I mean, we're going to compete and ultimately bring gold home to the United States. I mean, that's the ultimate goal.
That
So,
that's impressive. Yeah, and a lot of the guys that have actually met me in person have casted with me on the pier. They know when I'm sitting there telling, "Hey, man, these guys can cast." They look at me and they're like, they look at me because they know what I can do,
right.
and I'm over here giving props to these other guys like you and Connor and Dan and Big Lou and all of them. Will
Mm-hmm.
Nash and there's a lot of guys on that list, and it's y'all earned it. Y'all put in the work. Y'all put in the true. Oh man, the practice, preparation, the timeless, endless walks of back and forth,
Yeah,
casting out and checking your stuff. You know what I mean? It's pretty awesome. So I know that again too. I know I can do better, and I'm going to keep pushing and pushing. But also too, time is a factor.
it is. It is. And I mean, that's one other aspect of it. Talk about practicing and the sport and trying to get better. That's the biggest difference between what we do on the weekends, in Texas. Now the JVC might be a little different. There's always a little more competitiveness, a little more cutthroat to it because the conditions are typically so good. Um,
Mm.
but the information shared back and forth between casters, we're all trying to better each other. You get the world's, and you're going to have 100 casters from all over the world, and instead of 15 to 20 casts in a day, you might get 6, and so you don't have time to mess around and tune your reel and find your sweet spot. You are on go from the very first cast. You got to show up and perform. So that just brings a different level to it. But that's what's going to make U.S. casting as a whole get better. If we can have these mini competitions within your casting groups and just try and one up each other, that's how we all get better.
Yes. Yeah. And truly, you nailed it right there. Getting more people to come in there and push the barrier because obviously it's all about you see the groups within the groups. You know what I mean? These casters
Yeah,
are with here and here, but they're looking for the next guy, and these guys are looking for the next guy, and the guys at the end, they're looking past that, and if they don't have somebody coming up on them, it might not get the urge to want to go further
that's
if they
right.
don't push themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So definitely having that camaraderie to hey, I'm
mm-hmm.
about 50 feet away from you, like that next cast. It just kind of
Yeah,
lights that fire for you to help out and stuff like that. I know between me, Left, and several other guys out there, Big Dan and all of them, and I'm looking to y'all, including you and Connor and the other guys on there that cast past me. Like I'm looking to make sure that's where I want to be. Like I need
right.
to start perfecting wherever I need to perfect, and also too, I can't be too greedy. Trying like the last time I took all these rods out there thinking I was gonna go through the selection, but you
Mhm.
gotta also remember there's a certain amount of time in
That's
there
right.
that you have to do these casts. So, when you go out to these tournaments and events, it would help to focus on a few things while you're out there
Mm-hmm.
before trying to make these major changes. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm still kind of proud of what I did because I did the
Absolutely.
different weights and stuff like that, and I was able to show on camera or on those videos that it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
For the guys that say no, you ain't doing it. No, here it is.
Right.
It's there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's
definitely,
always the funny part about it. The number of guys who say, "Yeah, I throw it 200 yards off the beach with 8 and bait, and or even a regular lead." Vast majority are way shorter than they think. Now they can get there, but you know, just to come out and make those claims, we've seen it time and time again at these tournaments where you're a lot shorter than you think, but you can improve. And a lot of times it's not, they look at the equipment we're using. Okay, I need a real stiff rod, and need this kind of reel and this kind of line, maybe, but
Mm.
let's get there. You can't take a smaller framed guy and put a Century T1200 in his hands and expect him to bend it. And likewise, I can't take a lighter rod that somebody like Gotti, who's out there near 800 feet, 800 plus. If I try to cast the same rod, I'm gonna double it over. It's just, you've got to find what works for you, what works for your style, and there's opportunity for everybody to perfect what it is that they're doing, how they do it. You can get as technical and micromanage all these tiny little pieces of it, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to be what fits your style. How do you perform? How do you get the most out of yourself and your equipment? And that honestly only comes with practice and actually doing it.
Yep, yep, and throwing, that type of style and that type of gear, you know, a lot of people may doubt that it can be done, but that's why I continue to keep taking my fishing gear and doing it, so that way when I'm practicing on land and all of that, because like on mine, I intentionally put 100-yard top shot. So that way, when it flies off my reel and I'm out there fishing, like I know once that surf weight lands and I reel it back in and I still don't have that top shot, then I know I've casted over that 100-yard mark.
Right.
But I'm still not satisfied yet. I want to
Yeah.
be able to officially like throw a 200-yard eight and bait, with fishing gear.
Mm-hmm.
And still, like you were saying, you could go out all weekend, cast and do all of this, but line never touch water. But you hear that clicker, you watch everybody turns.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
So,
I see a lot of comments, about the guy saying 200's unrealistic, and honestly, on a typical day, even for me, with eight and
mm,
bait, 200's probably a stretch.
yeah,
Carolina style of eight and bait's a lot different than Texas style of eight and bait. We got a little bit of nostalgia over here, where we're a three-sided pyramid sinker. We don't, you throw a Sputnik over here and people look at you funny, and a whole cob mullet or a big horse mullet head, stuff that does not fly well. Um, my personal opinion, if I don't have to throw eight, I'm not doing it. I'll throw five all day. I ain't got no pride about it. I can throw five a lot farther than I can throw eight. It just is what it is. So,
mm,
it goes back to, what do you need to do to find those fish? You know,
yeah.
I'm not going to work any harder than I have to.
And that's what I tell people too. And they go, man, how do you cast so far? When this, I said, a lot of practice.
Right.
Like if you ain't out there practicing and pushing yourself, you're never gonna improve. If you're just fishing, trying to improve when you go fishing, and if you're busting ass 25 days a week, you only get 1 or 2 days a month to practice fishing, you're
Mm-hmm.
not really gonna improve too much. You gotta invest some time to improve that. And so that way when the day comes that you need that extra 10 to 15 yards, you can get it, and that's when it'll count, when that line is drawn in the sand and it's either you're over it or you're under it, you're going to be able to tell real quick. So I definitely, I want to, I don't know how many ways I could say it, but yeah, if you were to have the chance, go to these casting competitions, even if you're like, again too, it's not you to compete with the guys that are doing 800. It's you to compete with yourself to be better than you were before you got there.
That's it.
By the end of the day, if you haven't improved, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And
And,
I
and
can get,
honestly, that's very common. I remember when I started, I went out there with a 3-aught, and because that's what I casted at the time, no magnetic spool control. I mean, just a smart thumb, and I would shadow it well. And I can tell you, with all honesty, by the end of the day, I was cracking off left and right. Started out perfect, but you start applying more power, and things start changing. Likewise, the first magnetic spool control that goes in your hand, you get a little lazy with your thumb control, and you know it's just a learning curve. But I will say, a lot of guys that go from beach casting to tournament casting to try and get a little farther, it's common to go backwards first. when you start tweaking some things, you might need to extend your reel seat just a little bit. An inch or two gives you a much better push pull. Um, you might need to increase or decrease your drop. All of those things are going to affect your cast and your direction that it's going. The more things you change, it's going to shorten it up. But once they start clicking, yeah, you'll see it start stepping up, stepping up, stepping up, and that's when it really gets addicting. When you hit that next milestone, 700, 725, 750, 800, I mean it's very addicting at that point.
So I'm looking at a comment here, and it says, "Are y'all casting far links with some sort of protection on your thumbs?" Yes and no. A lot of the guys on the field, and even years ago when Nick introduced me to it, I had to learn how to use the surgical tubing and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But after I got the hang of it and I built up the strength in my thumb, because I was already throwing 8 and bait, 10 and bait, and 12 and bait, but
Right.
on a 10-foot rod off a pier, totally different cast. That's night and day compared to tournament casting. And when I finally learned that tournament cast, I was burning my thumb. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I got to use it. But then after a while, after I build up the strength in my thumb again, to accept that, I don't use any thumb, what they call thummies,
Right.
or surgical tubing and stuff like that. I don't use anything like that. Now the other guys, some above and below, they use them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they tend
Right.
to fly off, so make sure you have extras. So
Well, I mean, me personally, I went through the whole bicycle inner tube. That's probably the most common. It marks your line up, makes it all black, sometimes chafes it. Surgical tubing, a lot of guys use that. I actually use the silicone um, paddle handle covers that you buy at Bass Pro or any tackle shop that slip over the paddle handle, and that does not fly off. It doesn't move. I mean, it all but cuts circulation off your thumb, but that goes back to everybody's particular style. And I've been told
exactly.
since I started, my style is wrong. I'm okay with it. It works for me. I look at somebody like Connor, his is wrong. I look at Salvador Bustos, his is wrong by definition of what's perfect. Where your left hand is right in front of your face, lead's behind you at 6 o'clock. That's when you start applying power. To me, in this sport, I want my hand as strong as I can, and I want to start pulling as early as I can. That's where having that extra grip on your thumb, that spool wants to turn, that lead wants to
Yep.
creep out, and having that little extra grip helps you start that pull just a little bit earlier. If you can apply
Hmm.
just a little more pressure, load the rod up a quarter second earlier, in theory, you're going to have more exit velocity, more torque coming out, and hopefully that means more distance.
Right, right. That's
Yeah,
the end
but
game.
to
Is
each their own. I
is
mean,
increasing it? Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, somebody like Tommy, where in his video on top of video, and other guys across the pond, where their timing is just perfect. I think they'd be like you and just go without a thumbie and be fine. But it's that
Mm.
one time you apply just a little bit more pressure, a little more speed, and you're gonna wish you had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll burn you good.
Yeah. Because instead of going this way, you're.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I got my 800 foot, but it went that way out of bounds, so it don't count. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
Uh,
that the comment about the tubing on the thumb. Yeah, it's mainly just to give you extra grip. I mean, you want to be as on time as you possibly can, but if you are a little bit early, instead of having what we call a thumb slip crack off, where the weight is gonna start coming out of the line that your knot's gonna catch on a guide coming out, lead will not stay together. It's gonna crack off. So that's essentially what we're doing. Just trying to get extra grip.
yeah. It's that, and also too, throughout the casting, throughout the day, That's one of the things you got to remember when you're reeling back up. Check that knot, and it's every time you throw, because it could be the second cast, third cast, could be the fifth one, and it finally decides to give out on you. But if you learn, and that was something that I think I learned on the. I think it was the second time I went out there. They were talking about that, and then I was also uh, learning about how many rotations you get per going
Hmm.
left to right on your spool, and how that can help. And I was like, man, there's a lot more things to the distance casting that you wouldn't really think about. But
Right.
if you start paying attention to those small details and you tweak those, they'll amount to big differences at the very end. And like you said, it could be a quarter second of a difference, between letting go early or letting go late, and it could be right on the money for you. So
Yeah.
uh,
That's right.
it does help. It really does.
Oh yeah.
Um, Well, I do appreciate you coming on and sharing some knowledge. But again, if you want to share where people can help out and check out what websites, Facebook groups, and stuff like that that they can join or talk to, because I know, like I said, I still got a lot of editing. I've got probably still 3.5 more hours, 3.5 more hours of footage to
Right.
go through from the casting event out there, and it's dragging on because I've been doing so much work here. I mean.
Yeah.
Um, a bunch of the leaders down there. I don't know if you can see them well, but let me do this for you real quick. Flip this around. I built all of those, and that was just step. I gotta suspend them to where they're right where I need them to be. Um, but then I also needed a fishing break, so I went during my lunch break to go fishing, and it was supposed to be an hour, and ended up being two. But it paid off. It paid off actually. I can show everybody what y'all missed on the live earlier before we cut this one off. Give me and go back to the warehouse real quick. Oh man, but when's y'all's next like gathering, or do y'all have any like just meets where y'all can go out and practice?
Yeah. We'll. I'm actually recovering from elbow surgery that I had 3 weeks ago. So I'm going to lay low through the end of the year. Yeah. We'll get together right after the first of the year and start knocking the dust off a little bit. We've got the Raleigh Bass and Saltwater Fishing Show coming up in January, and then starting in February, March, we've got a couple rod demos and getting ready for our little casting circuit over here in North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland. That'll start up in March, and all of it's really in preparation for the Worlds in April.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
that the bull red was 39 3/4. I believe it was, or 38 3/4, one of the two. The black drum was 20, right at about 20, 21 inches. So it was pretty good, pretty good. And I caught the red
nice
right
afternoon.
after the live video. Yeah. The mics that I wear down the battery on the live feed a little faster, and I didn't catch on to it. So right when the screen went dark, I couldn't see it at all. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, it's time to end the video." And it was a pain in the butt because I couldn't see the screen no more. So, but I finally got the video to cut off. But 3 minutes later, I caught that bull red. So I was like,
Nice.
I was there for a meat haul. I was looking for three slot drum, but I was like, one bull red, one black drum, I'm good. Like that. That's enough meat to feed the family. So yeah, but yeah, well, definitely keep you in our prayers to that the arm heals properly, because I bet you that was pretty nerve wracking for you right there.
It
Um,
it was one of those years and years of overuse. Just soft tissue wearing down, and now's as good time as any to kind of take the holidays and recover, and hopefully be back stronger than I was before. So
Roger that.
we're gonna
Yeah, yeah.
try and play it slow, I guess. I'm gonna maybe when the live stream is over, I can probably jump in right now,
Roger that. Yeah. No,
and
definitely,
I'll
definitely.
drop a comment on our Facebook pages, and if anybody wants more information, go through the U.S. Angling, and by all means, the comments I've seen, somebody said, can we go to the Olympics? Well, we're not there yet, but there are numerous international competitions in all kinds of disciplines that you can go represent the United States through the selection process. Saltwater kayak fishing, like I said, ice fishing. Went to Mongolia this past summer. Saltwater kayak went to Costa Rica. Our surf fishing team went to Costa Rica. Teams in Portugal, Spain. I mean, it's literally all over the world. And if it's something you're interested in, I can pair you up with the right team, the right discipline, and that's ultimately what we want is more representation for the United States, and the more talk that we get around the sport of fishing, the closer
Yep.
we're going to get to recognition in the Olympics.
Roger that. That sounds very motivating, guys. So, again, too, like I said, this is just the start. There's so many things that are growing and moving forward. With the right people getting in there. So again, keep your eyes and ears open when you're out there fishing and what's going on, because there could be ways that you could be the next one to go out and compete in the Olympics and stuff. You know what I mean? That's something that I know as a kid. I was like, man, why don't they have fishing in the Olympics? I know we would watch that, like, and now as an adult, probably definitely past my prime on there, but I'm still not giving up. I'm hard headed and thick headed like that. Not giving up. I'm still going to keep pushing it through. Y'all see me doing it. But again, Ryan Lambert, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come talk with us and share that. And definitely, yeah, if you can come on and share those links with everybody, it would definitely be awesome to hear it and see it. And wish you luck and prayers that you heal up pretty good and get back to getting on the field, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Till
Roger
next
that.
time.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You have a good one.
All right, man. See you.
Awesome. That is awesome. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. So, give me a second, real quick. All right, I am back, and now that we got that done, I need to get back on here because we got. Oh, let me get this over. So, I did see Whiskey talking about he wanted three of his on there. So, give me a second. I did write it down. I'm going to move some names up here um, for those that are getting in it. And Dusty's in there, so I got his three. Got that. Daniel Garcia. Ooh, Toby Hatch. $100 for the Christmas. Nice. Another 100 right there. So give me a second. Let me bounce over to that one. And so we got 50 right here for Toby. So I'm going to copy. And I'm going to put them somewhere else so make it easier to count. Paste. All right, so with that, that puts us at $1,210. 1,210 right there. And that's with Toby's addition right there. And let me go further back. Daniel Garcia is for the fire drawing for today. So let me go and get over here. I know he's in here. Got 30 right there. And paste. Got that. And who else? Let me see. Let's see. Got that. I'm just double checking everybody through Cash App. And now I'm going to go back to the channel real quick just to make sure those super chats have come through. All right, nothing yet. But we are starting a fire drawing, guys. It is 6:15. So I'm going to go and do it till 7:15. There's John Darnell right there with 10 or 20, sorry. Let's go and get this started. I know it's in here. This will save me from having to retype everything. I guess not. I wonder if he's in the other one. Should be. There he is. There's 20 right there. got John Darnell. Right on. Go back over here. Thumbs up. Let's see. I'm on live chat. I think something came in through the. Nope, that's not what I'm interested in. All right. Let's see. Yes, I already got whiskey in there, and let me go ahead and show y'all that real quick. Um, oh, actually, I haven't put him in there. I wrote it down. But I hadn't asked him in there. Go and move those over. Paste. All right. So got that. And then just, I'm kind of giving it a minute before I start erasing names off of here so I don't have to retype. being a little lazy, guys. I'm sorry. Night Hunter's in there. Paste. Got that. Let's see who else. I think that's it right now on the Cash App. And on the Super Chat, I just got John Darnell in there. So I'll give it a little bit before we go, but we're at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We're at 170 right now, guys. Awesome. Yep. So let's see. All right, we are good. Oh, man. Ugh. That's because I already had a cup and a half of coffee, but I guess it hasn't heated up in my system yet. So, mm. Also too, y'all did see the red that I showed in the cooler, right? Yeah, that was. I went ahead and tagged that one out just because I went out there to get a meat haul. I wanted slot drums, um, but I was also on the time restraint too. I was needing to get back here to the shop so I can be able to set up for tonight's fire drawing and stuff like that. So. Um, I said, I'm going to go ahead and tag this one out. I don't tag bull reds too often. I didn't even use, was it last year or the year before? I didn't even use my tag bull reds ones. It's just special occasions that I was like, okay, I want to take some home. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Well, that's good. 900. Yeah, definitely. I see it on there. I already got you into the fire drawing for tonight, and definitely going to work on that. It was a lot of fun out there today, though. Met 3 new fishermen that I was able to share some knowledge with and everything else. So it was pretty cool. It was real good. Another veteran and just guys wanting to go out there and have fun and catch fish, share knowledge, and learn new things and stuff like that. So it was a pretty motivating experience right there for sure. So. Yeah. No, and it basically will boil down to like that. Like it's not always that I want to go out there and catch fish to eat, but uh, there's times when I'm in tournament mode and that's all I'm going for is nothing but oversized fish. And so, yeah, it has its moments. It has its moments. So, let's see. Oh, that was something else I needed to check on. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I'm waiting on another payment to go through for some blackfin tuna that I had in here. Keep saying I've got probably like 4 or 5 more in the cooler. So mm, exactly slime time. Yep. It being able to catch the fish, but also too being able to pass the rod off. For a cast and for them to be able to land a fish and stuff like that was also a very big win on. uh, on my behalf, just because a lot of the guys that want to upgrade their gear just don't have the ability to go out there. Most tackle shops ain't gonna let you just take a reel outside and go cast it. Where I was used to do that, I used to have a field over here in the back, and we'd go right outside. Let's go cast it right now, and I'd let them throw it. You know what I mean? Well, now normally we have to go to the water and to go cast it and stuff like that, just because we're throwing braid now, and with as hot as it can get, it does make a difference in making sure that the line is wet while you're casting and stuff like that too, because you don't want to be burning off. But the bonus, to be able to, hey, I got a fish on, try it, and for him to pull it in was, yeah, it was a very um, big way to pass on knowledge firsthand rather than just telling them what you can do and not do and stuff like that. So, uh, hi, man, 10 for you and 10 for Toby. Gotcha. All right, so let me see. Got Jaime. Actually, that's an idea. Copy. Nope. I need to go up. Okay. And paste. All right. Gotcha there, Jaime. All right. So there's Jaime right there and the one for Toby. Gotcha. And see, and that was the other thing that I want to kind of, uh, that I wanted to add to the conversation earlier today when you were talking about how, the Vexen rods, the tackle industry rods have a lot more backbone to enable us to do the distance casting or get the distance that we're looking for, is because where we're fishing. That is something that when you're going to buy into fishing gear, it's very important for you to understand where you're fishing and what you're asking the gear to do and perform for you, or how you need it to perform for you. Man, I don't know where that cooler's at. I know I had it on the phone a little while ago. I don't want my phone to start glitching because I actually plugged in the plug to make sure that it didn't uh, go low on me while I was over there. So, I mean, I'm still good. We're only at an hour and stuff like that. But let's see. Got a sponsorship with Batson. Nice. Hell yeah, boss. Uh, where is it? But like I said, the guys that are using those different types of rods, they don't have to cast very far. They're only 30 or 40 yards out and they're catching those monster fish. So they want it to be able to handle the style of fishing they're doing. So again, too, guys, like you got to ask yourself these questions. A lot of guys don't really ask themselves the questions and they buy the wrong gear that may not be suitable for the way they want to fish it. So, that's why when these companies put this information out there, I want to test it and be able to show, okay, will it work for my area or will it not work for my area? And that is really important for me. Oh gosh, boss. I'm looking for the cooler and it's on the phone. All I had to do was plug it in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's been a long day already. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yep. Yep. Oh, wow. Yeah. Be careful. I mean, for sure. We'll keep you in our prayers for safe travels. That's for sure. Yep. Yeah, I do. I do. I might, you know what? I am. I'm going to go put some more. Give me a second. Let me run back there real quick. I put more water in to make me another batch. brew me another cup of coffee. God, I can't. For about 2 minutes, maybe 3. I was looking for that and couldn't find it. Golly. Yep. Yes, I caught 2 black drum that were keeper sizes and a bull red. I actually left there and they were still hooking up as I left, so I know they're probably going to be packed tonight with a lot of people and stuff like that. So I was yeah, it was 2 black drum, 1 bull red. Yeah, and I actually kept one. Well, I kept 2 black drum, but the smaller one I gave away to as a blessing to somebody else because they only had 1 drum. And I was thinking to myself, well, I'm coming up on that hour. But you know what? I don't want to take 1 drum to fillet. And since I already put on the stringer, I gave it to the other gentleman that was there. And then I hook up another drum. I was like, okay, I'll give it another hour. And yeah, so I hooked up another slot drum that was about 22 inches, and then about a 40-inch bull red. So uh, I ended up showing those a little earlier in the video while I was talking to Ryan. But yeah, we caught that on video. Started up the other camera and I recorded it and stuff like that. So I will be doing a couple of videos, but it's still charging over here. It's only at 66%. Damn, that thing is taking forever to charge. Hold on, let me see. Let me get another plug on it because it should have already been charged up fully by now, and it's taking forever. You know what? Let me do this. That one. Hold on. Seeing if this thing is on. There it goes. Okay, I was pushing the wrong button. Yeah, that one was taking forever because I've already been here over an hour and it was at 66%. So yeah, it should have been a lot further along than that. So all right, Night Hunter, you sent it through the email, I'm assuming. Give me a second. Yes. Nope. That was our live. There you go. So there's Night Hunter's bull red right there. Yep. Nice one. And then catching sturgeon. That was one of their sturgeon right there. And then let's see, where's the other one? Oh, the priceless moment right there is just awesome. That is sweet, sweet, sweet right there. Um, Also, too, it looks like we're going to have a few more prizes come in before Monday. Um, Monday is the cutoff for the Christmas drawing, guys. That one's got $1,210 is currently what the Christmas drawing is at. And remember, guys, we got over $2,500 worth of gifts currently in there right now. So definitely make it worth our sponsors' while for sure. And on the fire drawing, we started it at 6:15. It's now 6:30. So you got about 45 minutes on there. And yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Yep. Later, Toby. You have a good one, boss. Thank you again for getting in the Christmas drawing. For sure. Uh, yes, that's pretty awesome. That is really awesome. Um, I know while I was out there, talking with the guys and talking about the different leaders and then the bait elastic, the fish bites and all of that. And then, fish were actually hitting that day because, again, too, the techniques that we use, they will produce fish when they are biting. You know what I mean? But again, too, they can bite on pretty much anything that you throw out there when they're hitting on everything. And today was kind of one of them deals. We hit on sea lice, sand trout, shrimp with fish bites, and uh, mullet. There you go. Caught on all four of those different type of baits. So pretty much just having a bait in the water in the right area, you're going to catch. I did have one good run on the dock demon. It didn't hook up though. It was pretty good though too. So have you tried the cannonball rigs for black drum? The cannonball weights? Are you talking about that? Um, I did put blue crab out there, but it got stolen off the hook, and we never even saw a click. So it could have been pufferfish out there tearing it up, but we didn't see the rod move at all. So, but again, too, big black drum will do that. They can suck a crab right off the hook, kind of deal. So we've seen it. It has happened. Sometimes I've thrown bait elastic even on the crab pincher just to make sure it doesn't get jerked off the hook very easily because they will come up and they'll crush it before it even moves the hook. So. It's a rig you use there in North Carolina. I have no idea what a cannonball rig is, to tell you the truth. Knocker rig to cast further. Oh, okay. So it hooks up in line. No, we don't. In that area, you don't have to do that. Like I said, you're only casting at most 100, 125 yards. Um, and not many people can reach the 100-yard mark or even go over than that. Most of the fish are caught a lot closer than that, 30 yards, 50 yards, 80 yards out, and be tearing them up. I mean, I've caught with my dock demon, 10 to 20 yards out. So it depends where you're fishing at and if the fish are feeding up close or deep. So, but when you're fishing out on the beach and stuff like that, having that extra distance, it can help, especially when you keep your bait in line like that for sure. So. Yeah, I keep yawning. Golly. I think it was all the sun I got today. Actually, yes, it was overcast, but I still got sun. Still got some sun. Yeah, yeah. The helicopter would definitely. A lot of times when bait's helicopter too, it happens when the bait is not aligned on the hook correctly. If they have it hooked a certain way and it catches the flutter of the wind, because there's a lot of times when I throw bait out there, and if as long as it is hooked up correctly, it won't sit there and catch wind. It'll actually be more aerodynamic. So that's a lot of things that you want to look at when you are throwing bait to try to make it aerodynamic on the hook. But obviously, throwing shrimp and sea lice and all of that is not aerodynamic at all. But having the bait elastic on there does help with that. But again, too, we're not shooting, you know, 100 and something yards and stuff like that all the time. Now, it is rare, and you will see, if you go back through the videos, like I know you can see where my bait was landing with the way I was casting, because I was casting and I was pretty much landing in front of the camera. Um, so, yeah. And also, too, I was also showing you the no thumb technique. Literally, I was casting out and I was just holding the rod by the base of the rod while uh, real quick, though, would like to say tell everybody to say some prayers for Daniel. He had a seizure and fell, so they're running him to the ER right now. Definitely want to have Jacob and his family in our prayers for sure. Definitely, that's a scary situation. Sorry, I had a put a little text out there. So, uh, and a prayer for his healing hands to protect Daniel and get him back on track. Uh, that's pretty scary. So, ooh, uh, yeah, I did throw a link out to Jacob to invite him onto the channel, but I just got that response right there. So. Uh, I'm just waiting for a response over here. May not get one just because they're probably on the road and stuff like that. So yes, yeah, definitely. They're a real tight knit family, very very tight knit. So sorry, that kind of stopped me in my tracks. But again, too, it's we're a real close family here, guys, here on the channel, and that is something that a lot of new subscribers when they come in and they actually spend some time on here, they will learn how we are. We really do care about other fishermen in the sport, and even if they don't fish, just somebody that is along the channel or with the channel to watch our backs, as we'll watch theirs for sure. So definitely, and strength in numbers is a big thing, especially when it comes to prayers like that. And uh, everybody have that healing heart in them for sure. So let's see. Mm. Let me go get my cup of coffee real quick. Okay, I like. I forgot to hit the brew now button. Not good, not good. So, I haven't. Like I said, we're probably not going to get a response from him until we know that Daniel's in the clear. As soon as I know something, I'll pass a word for sure. So, uh, yeah. Well, let me get back over here and start erasing some names. We've got the fire drawing going today, guys. We're at about $190. Let me check Cash App real quick before I start doing that. Nothing there. Load up, Chris, CJ, Daniel. Actually, Daniel, did I already put his name up on top? Yep, I already got him. Oh, Jesus, FTW, Whiskey. I already did all of them. All right. All right, so that puts us at $190, guys. We're at $190. And also, too, for the Christmas drawing, we're at $1,210. $1,210 right there, guys. That is looking pretty awesome right there, guys. That is looking really awesome. Ain't seen it like that since we did that one. Well, is it almost 30 something $100 or something like that on a $5 or the $10 one? Yep. Well, that and that's pretty awesome that y'all picked up that sponsorship like that. That's really cool, man. So uh, we're actually that's a lot of the products that we use for from bats and the rain shadow rods and the rollers, the ops rollers, and some of the bats and blanks and stuff like that too. So yeah. No, more than likely with Daniel, we'll probably get fired from him tonight later on. Yep. So. Mm. There you go. Let's see. All right, guys, you got about 19 more minutes for the fire drawing. I'm gonna go and end it at 7. Uh, but yeah, we are at $190. Let's see. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. That'd be cool. Uh, yes, Mako is one of my bucket list sharks for sure. Mako, thresher, great white, salmon shark. Um, yeah, no, definitely. There's a lot of fish on my bucket list for sure. So, uh, uh, let's see. Hold on. Yep. No, looking at all the messages that I've been missing while I was out fishing. That's what happens when you're out there. But again, too, wearing polarized glasses. Once you put them on, you can't see the screen. So, yeah. I've just been around cruising town with fish later here in September. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. That's a combo of a big black drum and cast king for over 90. I'm trying to read that comment and it got buried before I could read it. Yes, more coffee. Um, hold on. What is up? Come on, give me the live chat. There it goes. Uh, oh yeah. No, I want to go out to Florida too. Ain't been there, but it'll probably have to be next year before I can make a move out that way. Everything I got going on at the house, and then now too, our AC. They're talking about the heating element might be messed up or something like that, and if it ain't one thing, it's another, guy. Like, come on. So I remember a guy who built a 20-aught, a pin 20-aught, and a 22-aught or a 24-aught is what he called it. They were huge, pin 16-aught side plates, and then he built the cross members to widen out the spool. Came out to Bob Hall Pier and was talking about he was trying to do a world record shark and this and that, and then he had a fighting chair, on his cart kind of deal, and uh, we were asking him, I was like, well, that's cool and all, but how are you going to land the fish? That reel's so heavy to carry. And he goes, well, I got this fighting chair here that I'm going to put in the fighting chair, and then, I'll fight it from there. And I'm like, so uh, what happens if it goes to the right? He goes, well, everybody has to pull in their lines. It was like, well, you're going to have to learn to carry that reel because we're not all pulling in our lines. That's not how we do it here. If you want to catch a shark, you walk that reel right and left over the lines or under the lines kind of deal. And he's like, and he was all, well, I'm going for a world record. I said, so am I. Like, I want to catch a world record too, but he goes, but you don't have enough line. I was like, it don't matter. The sharks aren't always out that far or whatever. And then he was running nothing but monofilament on there, and it was kind of back and forth for a while. But uh, he also had a double J hook like this that was welded, and they were facing like this kind of deal. And and he had some smaller ones, and they had some bigger ones, and uh, he passed me. And I was like, man, that's pretty interesting. But I was like, but how do you get it off if he's got like He goes, well, no, it normally would just hook one side or the other. And I was like, well, I can see that. Um, but again, too, if it's in a shark's mouth and it's in the corner and it catches both sides, at the top and bottom, I don't know. I saw too many questions, and I guess I would have to have seen it and work. But I dropped one of the hooks and it split in half, and I picked it up. I was like, no, you go ahead and keep those hooks. I'm going to stick with what I have. Um, but yeah, it was a huge reel. I mean, it was probably a good 15 inches wide or 18 inches wide. It was retarded, and I was like, ah. I mean, he did a good job of expanding and stuff, and it was cool to look at. But I was just thinking in my head, like, how are you going to push the line all the way over to get it to spool up? You know what I mean? When the rod's right there and a short rod, and just yeah, everybody was kind of looking at me. I was like, I told him like he's going to have to pick that thing up and go to the right. If it runs all the way to the right, he's not going to sit over here on the left side of the pier trying to battle it across all our lines like that. Somebody's going to cut his line. And so, yeah, because it's either that or, he was going to cut somebody else's line. And then that's when the problem starts. So I don't remember what he called it, to tell you the truth. This is about 18 years ago when I ran into him on Bob Hall Pier. So I don't remember the name, but I remember something like that. But yeah, he machined those 60 knots to be that wide like that. And no, we're still doing yes, it's on the wheel, guys. Let me see, show you where we're at real quick. We're at $190 for tonight's fire drawing. It is a $10 buy-in. That's weird. Okay. I don't remember his name, but like I said, if it's that same guy, I'm thinking that that's who you're talking about. He's the only person that I know. But also, too, I know that he was trying to sell those reels for like $2,100 and $3,500 and stuff like that. But after all the machining is done and stuff, and uh, but I don't know anybody that actually uh, owned one here, other than him showing them on there and stuff. And at that time, we thought they were cool, but we also had already started jumping into 2-speed reels. So at that time, I was not keen to buying a reel of that size just for line capacity when it could not pull in our surf weight. So that was something else that was a big issue, is that it was a single speed reel and stuff like that. Let's see. All right. No, it is. It's cool to know somebody that did that kind of deal, but I don't know if I could invest the money in on it and stuff like that. So, all right, guys. Right now, we're at $190, but we definitely could. I'm not working on all the leaders because, as I showed earlier in the video, I made all the leaders, so I don't have everything on my desk. If y'all want to do Bobby the Bobber tonight, I am game for that. Um, if y'all are, but we're at $190. So if y'all want Bobby the Bobber, let me know. We can set it up that way, and I'll just move the names to that, um, and go from there. So. So there's two for Bobby. Any more? No, ground farmer. Once I got back to the shop, I was catching up on some phone calls, and then I went live, and I was on the phone with, or on the live with Ryan Lambert over here and stuff like that. So I will be checking on that tomorrow. Just been dealing with issues with trying to get the heater done, especially when we're supposed to drop into the 40s. So I was back and forth on that too, so that did take a little bit out of me today. All right. Yep. So, all right. So it looks like we're doing Bobby the Bobber. Where are my tickets at? Let's see. All right. Let's see. Where's it? I think it's over there. Yep. All right. All right. So I got John Darnell with 10 on there. So, all right. Let's see. Doo-doo. All right. I got John Darnell right there from that one. We go back to the wheels. So we got Jason, Alston, all right, and then Dusty, and Daniel Garcia. One. John Darnell, uh, Whiskey Warrior, Night Hunter, Jaime. All right, I think that's everybody. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, so right here we got the one for John Darnell that allows the one he just did. Then we got Jason Alston, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have Dusty Arrington, 1, 2, and 3. And Daniel Garcia, 1, 2, and 3. We got John Darnell with another 2. Whiskey Warrior with his 3. And then Toby, or Jaime bought one for himself and one for Toby. And then also 2 Night Hunter. Night Hunter right there. All right, so that puts us at 100, 200. That's at $200 exactly right there, guys. Come on, come on, come on. You're going to make me get up. Y'all got to get some numbers in there. We're at 200. $200 right there. Let me check the Cash App real quick. Jesus is in there. We're on to that. All right, got 3 for Jesus. Right there. So that puts us at $230. And got 4 more minutes, guys. 900, 20 more right there. There's 20 for 900. Let's see. Yep. Got some skin cancer script out today. Same time. Oh wow. Well, definitely keep on top of that, bro. That yeah. There's so many ways, man. That's why I started wearing long sleeves, and now I'm sun deficient. All right. Hey, let me go get my coffee now. All right. Got some more coffee. Coffee. All right. Let's see where we're at. Oh, that sucks, man. When the waterman goes like that, you know, take my son and me with some big reel, then my 2-year-old nephew with one of the XLs. Yeah. The Lexus, yes. Oh, uh, I'm gonna check, make sure I didn't miss anything over here on the funding. John, Toby, got it. Yep. Go back to the live chat real quick. Jesus, got 2 more. Is that for your son? One for me, one for. All right. So we got. And we got Toby. Got that. All right. So Jesus Jr. right there and Toby, Sean. So that puts us at $270, guys. $270. And I'll give it a few more minutes here, guys. We're at 270. 900, where are you at? Because it's already 7 o'clock here in Corpus. Got that. Let me respond there. Don't have water. Oh, that sucks. I'm just going back there and seeing that you took a nap and that your mom told you y'all don't have any water, so I'm catching up on that. So, Yep. Yep. We're doing a fire drawing tonight, guys. We're at $270. There's 270. Remember, guys, y'all wanted to put Bobby the Bobber to work. Well, come on, get in on it. Get in on it. So, let's see. We have a brand new American company in our city from the United States. From donut company opens up. Donut shop, coffee. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, normally that happens when new shops open up like that. They do keep waiting, but after a few months, it tends to wind down after everybody's got their fill of it and stuff like that. Dang it, that sucks when you have that many right there for sure. Ouch. Mm-mm-mm. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, you'd be amazed the amount of people that have lived where you live or something like that, and rocking through. So yeah, for sure, it definitely goes that way. Oh yeah, and remember, guys. Well, now that's why I wanted to go live earlier today, and I totally forgot to talk about it. Um, I think today was the last day for early voting for the city of Corpus Christi. I think the last day to vote is this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's this Saturday, guys. So do not miss your opportunity. And the way I'm looking at it is there was several people in office, and right now we're having to look at the lesser of two evils kind of deal. But again, too, looking at the way these guys have been acting in public and or the way they have done their fundraisers to get their money they're doing and how they're speaking in public behind closed doors and all of that stuff, acting like that and then just blatantly, saying they're going to do something and then they do something else while they've been in office. It's just been a real eye opener if you're actually paying attention to it. So that's something that I've been watching with or keeping up with Rachel Caballero, and she has been privy to a lot of that and seeing it out. And everything that has been said, like by her, has been backed up by the news and by everything else. So it ain't just her like just trying to talk bad about her anybody anything. If they were putting out the right information, she gave them props for doing so. And if you aren't, she's going to put you out there. So again, too, if you want to hold these city positions and stuff like that, you need to be doing the city right, not throwing us under the bus. So um, I voted for Hunter on this one for mayor, and also too um, for Billy Lerma. I think it's the other one. Let me verify that real quick. Is the other name? Um, just because Mike Hunter has been putting that out there about calling people. Calling them out for what they have been doing on the while they were in office and stuff like that too. So uh, also seeing that they are putting out there about the Bass Pro coming in and how they were he's saying that all the companies that are currently here, all the small business that we have been suiting us just fine and stuff like that. So uh, it's not been a big issue to have a Bass Pro come in here, especially with all the incentives that they are saying they're supposed to be getting to be able to establish a business here when the rest of us who've been here don't even have that. So just a food for thought right there. But again, guys, it's 7:05. We're at $270. I'm gonna go ahead and check Cash App real quick to make sure that I have gotten everybody in there. Oh, Daniel Garcia just came in with another 40. Roger that. All right, so there's three right here, Daniel. I know I owe you a fourth one. That puts us at $300. And we need some more tickets. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then one more for Daniel Garcia. That'll make 40. All right. Daniel Garcia right there. I know it looks like two L's, but it's an E and an L. I'm calling it an E and an L. Uh, Damn, somebody going offshore fishing. I know that there's another tuna trip coming up, but it's already pretty much sold out. They've actually been planning on it for months now on this tuna trip. So, ah, I wish I could afford that kind of money. They're talking like $1,100 for the, I think it's a 48 hour or 72 hour, something like that. So, wow. Close to the local boat ramp, 10 p.m. So I lost my night fishing spot. Dang, that sucks, man. And why did they count? They closed the what reason did they have to close that spot? So how long ago was that FTW? Because I went through Viter last year for the veterans group that I went out there, and there was pretty friendly out there. But again, too, I don't know. I went into a Walmart, went into a couple of gas stations. Um, yeah, I didn't didn't really want to stay in there too long just because I've heard of the past. But I don't know. Dang, that $200 for a full day trip. Wow. All right, guys. Let me check Cash App one more time. We're at $310. $310 for tonight's fire. Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to move over there to the other one, to where Bobby the Barber has been patiently waiting. So, all right. Let's get this. This, and this. Oh, the tripod. Where's the tripod? Oh, tell me I left it in the truck. Let's see. I got another way I can handle it. All right, here we go. Using a box as my tripod over here. Come on. Goes. All right, here we go. So got Bobby the Barber. Checking Cash App again. Oh, last call, guys. We're at $310. 310. Put that number two right there. Dang, that sucks. 10 to 4 a.m. there you go. There's the first batch of tickets right there. And there's the second batch right there. Make sure everybody's good to go. Let me know if I missed anybody. Yep, Bobby's right here, man. Where y'all been? Yes, sir. So let me make sure he is empty over here. All right. Yep, he's empty. Empty, empty. There you go. All right. Make sure. Oh, somebody else came in. Christmas. Another 20. I can't see the comment from here, so I'm going to get on the channel real quick. Cindy, what's up? All right, guys, that puts us at $330 right there. It's $330. Make sure y'all can see it. Yeah, there we go. Go over to Bio Club. It was open and crossed into Louisiana. We went to eat earlier one lunch. Took about 15 minutes to get coffee. Amen. All right, guys. Checking Cash App one more time. We're at $330. God, why not? Man, I wish I had that kind of just let's bump it up there kind of deal. Okay. Yep. We're getting ready about to draw whiskey. I do have your 3 tickets in there, all for your credit right there. Got those. I'll give it one more minute. Actually, I can start ripping these up. Got one more minute. Bobby's gonna get to work tonight. Light load. It's a light load. Yep. All right. So 330. We holding at 330. Uh, Christopher Shot just texted me right now, so I'm letting him know that the fire drawn is going. So give it a minute. I can start tearing these up. Let's see. Oh, 300. We're at 300 going in. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Yes, and I didn't have to use my toes on that one. Roger that, 4 left. You got about 1 minute, boss. We're at $330 for tonight's fire drawing. You want to get in? Now's the time, guys. Now's the time. We're at 330. Chris wants 50 from his credit. All right. All right, that puts us at 380. That's 380 right there. I can't see from this angle, but now I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 380 right there, guys. All right, and then Whiskey just threw in another 20. Okay, that puts us at 400. Right, 400. 400. Yeah. What you just notice, Chris? Three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, 19, 20. Make sure they went stuck together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, let's make sure, because the last one I counted 8, didn't remember throwing in the first 2. And Chris, no, I did not forget the 80 cover. We don't have any. So I got more coming in, but I was trying to get your gear out. Instead of waiting for it, I got your gear out on it. So, yeah. Yep, so we'll check Cash App real quick. Make sure I'm not missing nothing there. Angel Lopez with another 30 right there. So that puts us at 430. Let's see. Oh, right there. Angel Lopez, 430. We're at 430, guys. Last call, last call. Let's go in there. There's 2 extra minutes right there. Any on the super chat? Make sure. Nope, nope. Like round numbers. Well, it's not a round number right now. I'm just saying. We're at $430. John Darnell makes it 440. $440. John Darnell right there. Give you another 2 minutes. Cash App. All right, guys. I gotta use the restroom real quick. Give me a second. And I just found my tripod. So, all right, nothing on Cash App, nothing on the Super Chat, and put these. Oh, John Donnell, I got that one. Right, that. All right, we are good. Look like we're good. All right, well, Mr. Ryan Lambert sent me a text. Uh, yep, all right. $440. 440 for tonight's fire drawing. I wanted to get Bobby the bobber in there. Let's see. Making the beard dance. Doing the beard dance. Come on. Shake it, man. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Should be able to get all the tickets on this one. See. They don't want to come. There it is. There it is. There it is. If they got them. Make sure there's none in there. Okay, see. All right, here we go. Now, ready? Oh, oh, oh. Ouch. What is it? What is it? Jason Austin. What? That was the guy that I just met on the pier a little while ago today. That was the Army veteran that was out on the pier today. And it was funny too because he was talking about he wanted to buy an LX Raptor, but that he was going to do it like in a few weeks, get funding right and stuff like that. And I started talking to him. Well, you can do the fire drawing and this and that, and then and then he wins. Wow, wow, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's epic. um, wow, that's so. again, we were on the live and we were all talking about how, it was just a good deal to uh, yeah, that so let's do this. Hold on.
What's up?
What are you doing, man?
Ain't nothing, sitting here eating some dinner.
Oh, okay. Are you still in Corpus?
Oh no, I left already. Tell me I won the lottery.
Well, close. You won the drawing tonight.
Oh heck yeah! What I win?
It was $440.
Looks like I'm gonna get my Raptor. Awesome. Is that store credit?
That is store credit, so it's good as cash.
Brother.
I was
so when I come down, I'll come down probably the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll swing by your shop before I even go to the causeway.
Roger that. Yeah, I was telling everybody how I got out to the pier and you started talking about an LX Raptor, and so I let you cast mine, and then you were talking about wanting to get one, but and and then I started talking about the drawing. You're like, I'm in, and then you wouldn't.
That was the best $100 I ever spent. I still got one drawing.
And yeah, that was one drawing. You still got the second drawing that we're doing on Monday too. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I'll definitely see you in a couple weeks for sure. Now,
Roger.
Might be Monday.
We'll be here, boss. Well, you have a good one. Y'all be safe.
Again, a pleasure meeting you. I'll see you soon, Albert.
Roger that. You have a good one, Jason. Later. That is too funny, man. Jason from truck. Wow, that's. I said it earlier on the pier. I said, man, things happen for a reason. Like, even the guys were saying out there, like, you were meant to come out and talk to us because they were really like struggling to see what they were doing. And you heard Jason talk about that was his personal best biggest fish or whatever, and that he's been out there 3 trips and hadn't really caught nothing, and then he caught that one, and then seeing the different techniques and casting the LX and me teaching him a little bit more on how to bait and cast and all of that up. So yeah, that's amazing. That is pretty amazing. So oh yeah. Wow. So, I wonder how they're doing out there on the pier. I bet you they're tearing it up. So, oh man, I need to find. Oh, and also too, guys, tonight is the drawing for the lotto. It's 600. It's 600 and something mil. Hold on, let me see. Let me double check that. I bought the tickets yesterday for the people that paid for it on Friday that I didn't get the tickets, but yes, it is 619,297 cash payout. Right now, there's only 6 people in it, me, my wife, and 4 others. We've got. Where's it at? I know I have it. Did I leave it in the truck? No, I know I got it down this morning because I was going to talk about it. Hold on. Where's that? It got so much up here. Where's it at? Let's see. There it is. So Whiskey Warrior, William Doty, Jaime Sanchez, and Damon Remillard are the 6 people that are in tonight's drawing. It's $15 per person. That enabled us to get 6 tickets right there because they come 5 per ticket on there and stuff like that. Or that's the way the lady did them that night. So, $15. Y'all got about 15 to 20 minutes before I have to. If we get any more tickets, then I got to cut out to get over there because I want to make sure I get those tickets right there. John, are you in town, boss? Tell me you are. I might have to make the grande escape and go. So. Um, Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. If you do send it through Cash App, make sure you send it as a gift, guys, because um, if you put it under Lotto or whatever, it could get your account banned or mine on there because they don't allow you to buy tickets through lottery like crazy. I mean, if it was so illegal, why are the states playing it? Like, I don't get it. So, yeah, yep. Uber, you have a good night, boss. Yes, sir. I keep seeing them go live for the 361 tournament. Oh, so you're saying they are catching that causeway? Okay. Nice. Dang it. Oh, okay. Okay. Is there a lot of people out there? You know what? I need to check in. Does it look like there's a lot of people out there, John? That is Causeway, looks like. No, there's not a lot of people out there, but they are catching. So, ooh, let's see. Yes, call us tomorrow. No, it's not packed because that was just what half an hour ago. Um, they're calling from Goose too. Yep, 2 hours ago at Goose. 4 hours ago at looks like another spot. Gift for Lotto. Whiskey, you're already in there, boss. You're already in the Lotto. Now that you want to put it under somebody else's name. I don't know just yet. I would have to talk to the wife to see what the deal is. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. What you doing? What you making? Hmm. Okay. Ow. Ooh. Ow. The hell was that? Felt like something bit me on my shin, my knee over here. Uh, uh, Trading for my extra credit. No, I was seeing if I can go fishing tonight for a few hours. They're cashing out. Yeah, just trying to communicate a little better with you. Roger that. All right. Well, then we just finished the drawing over here. It went for like 440. So, uh, but yeah, no, there's hardly anybody on the pier over there at Causeway, and they're catching. So, figure I'll go get some more fish to bring home to cook. Yeah. I'll see you later, bud. Love you too. Yes. Going fishing. I'm going fishing. All right. I gotta go. All right, guys. I gotta run. Yeah, I mean, we could take a road trip, but it would be impossible for me to carry the rods, the phone, and all of that since I am rolling solo. But yeah, y'all missed the drawing. We will talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go fishing. Maybe I can go live from there. See what's up. Check y'all in a bit. Later.